Journey of Rook Episode 9, Visions of Evil. The river carried us from Camp Good Punch like a black vein twisting through the jungle. The raft creaked under our weight, patched planks and rusted barrels bound with rope older than the war itself. Jungle goblins guided us, faces streaked with paint, rifles slung across their backs, eyes lit with that wild spark only the free-born hold. Mouthless sat at the edge, silent, his head tilted, listening, not to the river, to something deeper. When we left the water, the jungle swallowed us whole. The air hung heavy with rot, vines sagging like chains. We marched until the ruins rose before us, cracked stone and iron, half swallowed by roots. It hummed, faintly, as if it remembered its own purpose. Inside, goblins already waited, radios strapped to their backs, long barrel rifles laid out on oilcloth. Fires burned in the rubble hearths, shadows crawling up the broken rafters. And then, why don't you know him? He is small, green. Well, we are all small and green. But his name is Rook, a voice I knew. I turned, and there he was, scarred, older, but alive. A friend from the Undercity. His voice rang across the ruin like a challenge. And for a moment, the air shifted, eyes fixed on me. My name weighed heavier than chains. They let me rest. The next cycle, Mouthless came to me, grimly behind him like a shadow. Mouthless spoke slowly, each word measured like iron struck to shape. They put you on the drip not for your blood, not for the marked Khan's line. That secret only jungle goblins carry. And they did not know. No, they feared something else. Something older inside you. His eyes searched mine. I had no answer. The drip had taken too much. But later, I began to understand. That night, my body stayed in the ruin, but my sight walked elsewhere. The city, not as it was, as it will be. Towers stretched higher than the sky could bear. Above, a bruise-colored firmament bled orange lightning. And through it all, a voice, Rook. They will slip the tether. The world and rift will mix. He will be released again to set out his will. I looked up, and I stretched across the sky, lidless and vast. Its gaze locked to the tallest spire. Black iron veins crawled across the tower's skin, alive, writhing. The tower screamed as the eye fastened to it, then a wave, a tearing. I fell. I opened to Mouthless at my side, his hand steady on my arm. Around us, goblins watched, silent, waiting. He leaned close. Brother, what did you see? He does not show unless it is important. I told him of the storm, the eye, the tether, the tower. He listened, grim, then turned to the soldiers. Send word to the rusted Khan. The name cracked the ruin like fire. Crankulus. Some whispered he died when he drank the flame. Others swore he lived broken, burned, but living still. A bloodline of Grizz the Fool. Rust reborn. Now they said he led a united army. Goblins of every scar and shade, rising against the towers. The reply came swift. The evil is returning. Cut down the new tower. It is the plan to bring him back. And more, I must be kept safe. My visions made me a mark. The tower builders would try to kill me before I could see further. I hated it. To be shielded. To be hidden. I whispered without meaning to. Better to die free than live caged. Mouthless only squeezed my shoulder. You will not die, Rook. You will go to the heart of all goblins. That night, they spread a map across a stone table. Fingers stabbed at jungle paths, old trails, a point deeper than ruins. There, one said, safe enough to call the ships. We set out the next cycle. The jungle thickened. Fires hissed at night. Shadows bent in the trees. I began to see things, pale figures, goblins without faces, watching. I remembered the stories. The Grey First, born shackled by the evil within. Some were real, some only prophets saw. On the fifth night, I dreamt again. The ruin behind me burned green. The sky cracked. The rift bled voices. Thousands, all at once. Release, release, release. The eye came closer. Roots of flesh piercing the jungle. Towers sprouted from them, not stone, but bone. And then her voice, a woman's voice, cold, yet familiar. Rook, child of the marked, beware the lady of chains. She has worn the crown before. She will wear it again. For the evil within does not need a lord, it needs a Khan. Techno, bound and blood. Her words struck like iron on bone. Emerging, a prophecy of union. I woke shaking. I told no one. Not yet, but I knew this much. The Lady of Chains was not gone. She was waiting, and in some way I could not yet name. She was tied to me, and worse, the evil within had seen me, and he was watching. Leave a like, send a goblin signal, and subscribe to see what's next for Rook.